Hey y'all, welcome to Heritage Ways. I'm Miss Katie. Welcome to Heritage House, a village homestead, where tonight we are just cozied in and finishing up some Christmas decorations. We hang stockings for every member of the family, and these three are the grandchildren's stockings. I am about to make some warm, comforting tapioca pudding. I'd love for you to just come on in, make yourself at home, get a cup of tea or coffee if it's in the morning time, or whatever your beverage of choice is. Make yourself at home and let's chat a little bit while I make some tapioca pudding. Old-fashioned, vintage if you will, heritage recipe. Our primary ingredient obviously is going to be tapioca. Tapioca is a derivative of the cassava plant, and it is a starch. I love to store my things in these vintage jars or any jars and label them. It just gives home, I think, such a comforting and cozy and homey and feeling. I just enjoy it so much. But we are going to double the recipe, and what I've actually done, I've had this forever, but I cut this out of the box and I taped it on here, and I'm just going by the recipe. So I am going to double the recipe. So I'm going to put 2/3 cups of sugar in my pan. But as I was saying, this is a derivative from the cassava plant. It's little granules or ball type things. You can get the bigger ones as well, but I really never have. I may be completely wrong on saying this, but I want to say that those bigger ones is what is used to make bubble tea. So if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me down below in the comments and let me know if I'm mistaken on that. So I also like to keep just cups, scoops and such in my containers, baking containers. And this, actually, I measured it once upon a time and is a cup. And so therefore I can eyeball and know what 2/3 of a cup is going to be. So 2/3 a cup. And I'm going to put a pinch of salt. Doesn't really call for that, but the salt kind of enhances or brings out the best of the sweetness in anything. And then 3 tablespoons is what the recipe calls for. So we are going to double that, and we are going to use 6 tablespoons because I want to have plenty of tapioca. So I'm going to put 6 tablespoons. Now this little spoon, I love this. That's approximately a tablespoon. Well, let me count here. 3, 4, 5. This was given to me by the Polder family, and I just love this little tool so much. Y'all should check out their site. There's a link down below in the description box. Handmade wooden items. I love to support local or handmade, homemade, cottage made. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is, so it says combine the sugar, the tapioca, the milk, and the eggs in the saucepan and let it set for 5 minutes. Okay, so now it calls for 2 3/4 cups of milk. Now tonight I'm using this evaporated milk because my milk from the store is kind of prime right now. Meaning I don't want to have to get out much to just get milk at the big store. So what you can do on evaporated milk, you can do equal parts evaporated milk and equal parts that and water. and to equal what would be, you know, milk from the jug. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shake well. I'm going to show you this too, because the other day I realized Little Miss Homemaker didn't know how to use evaporated milk, but as far as getting it open, but you do that on the top, and then you do the other side. This little thing I noticed too doesn't work very well, but that's the best I can do. And that is how you open the evaporated milk thing. Okay, so what I'll do, since I'm doubling the recipe, so I'm gonna first of all, this is 12 ounces, so I know right now this is not gonna make, it's only gonna make 24 ounces total. So this I know. So this plus this much water, 12 ounces of water, is going to be 3 total cups of milk, but I'm needing 2 3/4 times 2. So just add the equivalent of 2 3/4 for one recipe, or multiply that times 2 for a double recipe. Actually, what I'm actually doing is I am, so that's 3 cups. So I am just going to use the rest in water. So I'm just going to pretend like I don't have any more milk, and that's okay, because there might be a time when I need to do that for real. And it's going to taste just fine. So we've already done 3 cups. So there's 4. And then it calls for 2 eggs, or 1 egg, but I'm doubling it. So I've used tapioca in pies, specifically blueberry pies, to thicken them because it is a starch. And that was only, for this much, 6 tablespoons of the tapioca, but it's going to thicken up and be a lot. And it's so delicious, at least I think so. And it's an old-fashioned and a heritage food. Okay, so while this is sitting here, let's talk a minute about vanilla. It calls for a teaspoon for one recipe. I'm doubling it. And I make my own vanilla. I do have a video telling how to make vanilla, but quite honestly, all you have to do is just basic. Put your vanilla beans in your liquor, whatever you're using. Now, I've done more complicated things than that, but that's all it boils down to, quite honestly. So I have typically in the past made vanilla from vodka. Because there is no other flavor. Vodka is just kind of tasteless and takes on the flavor of whatever it is mixed with. So I have typically over the years used I think Tito's vodka, if I'm not mistaken. So I haven't had to make vanilla in forever, because I made a lot of it before we sold the last farmhouse, and then I had it on the RV. So I did actually have 2 or 3 kinds on the RV. I didn't use them as much as I thought I would. But this is one that I did make before we moved. And it's right here in the bottle. This happens to be Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And this is for, I wrote on the back, a deep flavor vanilla. So I'm choosing this one tonight because I really want that deep flavor in the tapioca. I also have one made with rum, and so it is going to have that sweet, fruity, maybe kind of flavor. I don't know how to describe rum, but and then I have several vanillas I could show you. So I've got this Mexican vanilla. It says vanilla blend, so let me look and see what it says. I don't think I've ever made with Mexico's finest pure vanilla. It has water, alcohol, glycol, vanillin, caramel color. Okay, contains artificial and natural vanilla flavors, but it is a really good vanilla, and it's not expensive. I find it at the dollar store. This is an awesome vanilla that my friend Sean from Lone Star Barn on the in Del Rio, Texas gave me, and I just love this one. It's all written in Spanish. I can read the ingredients though. Extract of vanilla beans, water, alcohol, vanilla, and caramel color, and corn syrup, actually. So I did read those ingredients in Spanish. But that's okay. I love this vanilla. This is one of the best vanillas ever. Mr. Patient years ago used to go down to Mexico for mission work every year, and he would bring me back vanilla, and I haven't had any since. So I thank Sean for that. Then I have this one that I made, and it's rubbed off, but spiced rum. That's what it says. Vanilla made out of spiced rum. So this one is good too. This might be good in the tapioca, but this would be good in like a pound cake or a coffee cake, I think. And y'all, you know, when you're using vanilla, you're not going to, if you do not consume alcohol, don't worry about it, because a teaspoon in a cake is not going to, you know, hurt you. All right, so those are my vanillas. And I'm using this one tonight, this really deep flavored bourbon vanilla. All right, the next thing is to cook and stir over medium heat. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I'm not going to go far. It will take a little longer than it would if I were doing a single recipe. But like I said, we wanted something warm and comforting tonight. I like it hot and cold. So I'm very curious if you would let me know how you like the tapioca pudding, or if you've never heard of it or never had it. You can find it in stores. Let me put it this way. I've been able to find it through the years in grocery stores, standard grocery stores, in boxes. So I guess it would be where they have the cereal, the oatmeal, and the grits, and that kind of thing. Also, I buy it in bulk at the Amish store. So that's what this is. Actually, we bought this when we were on the road in the RV, because it was bought in Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. And I think that's near Lancaster County, but it's Miller's Natural Foods, Miller Lane, Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. So 2 pounds is $5.28 in this, well, that's wrong. It's $2.64 a pound. So it's a very economical treat to have, and you can eat it hot in the winter, or you can have it cold in the summer, or you can do vice versa, whichever you like. But I'd really be curious to know if you'll let me know hot or cold. So I'm just stirring this, and it tells us the directions say, cook and stir over medium heat until mixture comes to a full boil. Pudding thickens as it cools. Remove the heat, stir in the vanilla. Cool for 20 minutes. Serve warm or chilled. Make 6 servings. So I expect this to make 12 servings if you're like measuring servings. So cook and stir over medium heat until mixture comes to a full boil. Kind of see the little balls, for lack of a better word, pieces of tapioca. And look, believe it or not, all this is going to thicken up and be delightful. This is a process, because this has taken probably 30 minutes to get to this point. And this is just a slow, deliberate process. There's no instant pudding here, you know, it's just a deliberate, slow, intentional old-fashioned comfort food tonight. Well, it's time to take it off, and quite honestly, it has been probably 45 minutes, maybe even 50, that this has just been on a slow boil. Now, or not a boil, a slow getting up to boiling. Like I said, it's just something that takes time, and a lot of times we don't take time to make and enjoy our food. So I'm going to take it off the eye. I've already turned it off, but since it's on electric, it's going to stay hot. So I take it off of that electric. And if it were on gas, just turning the gas off, the heat off would be enough. Also, when you're adding your vanilla to things, you would do it after the heating process, like when you make my old-fashioned chocolate pie and that kind of thing. So I'm going to eyeball 2 teaspoons. Actually, maybe a tinge more, but oh, it's bubbling. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to stir that, and I'm going to let it sit here for probably 30 minutes. The single recipe called for 20, but it's got to thicken. Even if you want to eat it hot, that's fine, but it still has to sit here and thicken. So I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes, and we'll come back and see how much it has thickened. And I can't wait to try it. I really love hearing from y'all about regional foods, foods from your area, your country, your heritage. And this is something that I grew up with. My mama made it, and we always ate it cold. I don't know if she made it because daddy I don't know if it came from my northern side of my family or my southern. But I do know we had it a lot when I was a child because we had to be very frugal. Mama was very frugal and very economical. And so, in fact, when she went to college, she studied home economics. That's what it's called, home economics. So we're going to let that sit here a little while I go over here and read my Amish newspaper called The Budget. Okay, well, the kids are assembling a puzzle, and I'm going to read a little bit. I thought y'all might be interested while the tapioca's cooking. Read a little bit from the Budget newspaper. This is the Amish Mennonite newspaper. I did this the other day when I had a chat with y'all. So let's see. There's Bunker Hill, Ohio news. Windsor, Ohio, Oakland, Maryland, Elmira, Ontario, Canada, Chesley, Ontario, Canada. What should I read? Mr. Patience over there making his coffee for in the morning. Beeville, Texas. Okay, I'm going to read this one. Now, I haven't read any of them previously, so here we go. Now remember, when I read out of the Budget, I always use the last name Troyer because I feel weird using real last names, but Troyer is an authentic Amish name. And this happens to be a mid-November newspaper. Okay? So, Beeville, Texas. We are having a clear morning for a change again. The temperature is down to the lower 40s this morning. We have had some cloudy weather this week, but received very little moisture. A few in the community have canned pickles and beans. On Tuesday was Women's Work Day at Leroy's. They did some quilting, canning, and more. Several of the women were missing. Mose and Anna were blessed with a baby girl, which answers to the name Susie. She was born on October 15th. She weighed around 7.5 pounds. The grandparents are Truman Troyer and John and Lena Troyer of Bethany, Missouri. Church was at Harry Troyer's on Sunday. It's to be there again next week. Mose Troyer family were missing due to the new arrival. It was the first time this community went 5 miles to attend church. And one more. Let's do a different state. Let's do Canada. Okay. Chesley, Ontario, Canada, Bruce County. Mid-November. It is snowing and the ground is almost white. I wonder if it will last till morning to help the hunters track deer. Rifle season opens in this area tomorrow morning for 5 days. I wish to all a safe and happy hunt. And then it goes on to tell about church services and who was there, and I won't read all that. The widow Linda Troyer and Albert Troyer had been published with wedding plans for last Friday. Those plans were suddenly changed when one of Linda's daughters fell off some scaffolding, hitting her head on concrete, causing a concussion. She was in London for a few days, but I believe she's home now with the wedding being rescheduled for this coming Tuesday. Most of the beans are off and probably most of the corn is combined. Yields were very good this year and prices are also better than they had been. Some of the untilled fields will be getting pretty wet and muddy with the rains of the past few weeks. A week ago Friday afternoon, the weather station was issuing severe storm watch warnings. The sun was shining off and on, and then all at once this black wall came in from the west. The winds picked up, and did it ever get wild. A mile southwest of us, part of a barn roof now lies several hundred feet away with 2x4s scattered all around. A big tree in the Jerome Troyer's yard took down some hydro wires, leaving the English neighbors in the dark for several hours. I was surprised not more damage was done for how wild it looked. And each of these little updates, articles, news pieces is written by a person they call a scribe. And they, all of these people submit all of this every week, and then it's put into a paper and sent out to whomever subscribes. So let's see if our pudding has cooled down enough to eat it. Look who it is. It's John Boy gonna taste some tapioca for me. So you said you don't remember having it?
I remember having it once or twice, but don't remember the taste.
I don't think it's anything that a person wouldn't like. I don't know why they wouldn't unless they just don't like pudding. Y'all look at his shirt. I bought him this shirt the other day because I thought somehow he would like it. Do you like it? Hold it up and I'll read it so they can see this person. I don't know who it is. It's who that. What?
That's too bad.
It's too bad that I don't know. I find your lack of cheer disturbing. Now, who is this person? Seriously.
The Loch Ness Black Man.
Who is that person? I know it's from Star Wars, but I don't know who he is.
Darth Vader.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. Now, get your bowl. I don't watch that kind of stuff. Get your bowl. All right, we're going to taste it for you. And then I'm going to sit down and finish it in my nice little chair. Tapioca is something that comes from a plant called cassava from another country. Don't remember the country. Spain? Not sure. It's good. I mean, I like it. I think that the vanilla I used, if you used, it has that flavor, strong flavor.
Is all this air pockets?
No, this is the tapioca. That's what I was saying. They are little beads, for lack of a better word, little pieces that are derived from the cassava root.
They look like frog eggs.
Okay, he just said that on my video. Frog eggs, he says. Okay. Yes, well, that's because I have a teenage boy in my life. So my nice little comforting video has frog eggs in it.
Well, now it helps me eat better because I know it's not frog eggs.
Actually, it's very good. And I like it. I probably prefer it cold, but I have no problem eating it like this too. It's nice on a cold night, isn't it? It's cold out there.
So it's like 34 already.
Thanks for joining us, y'all, and I hope that you enjoyed your time here with us tonight as we just had a comforting and relaxing night at home with puzzles and newspapers and tapioca and Christmas stockings. See you next time, y'all. Do you really like it? Do you want some more? You might like it better cold. I like it better cold.